Now, hello everybody. How are you? It's Wednesday. It means it's me. I know earlier Linda thought it was Tori. She was actually a day behind. She had herself on Tuesday. That's how busy it has been this week. We forget what days it is. So today I'm joined with Andrew, who is going to be co-host. Andrew's actually going to present the questions or ask the questions during the chat show. And we've a very special guest, of course. We have Councillor Ivor Wallace, who represents Ballymoney and that, but he sits on the Causeway Coast. So any of you in the Coleraine area, that Ivor is one of our councillors. Other ones know him from doing our flower arranging. If you remember way back, Best Buddies last year, December 19 it was, Ivor was the one that came in and taught us how to do those lovely floral displays for Christmas. So hopefully everybody's keeping well today. Outside, she's a wee bit damp, but most of the rain hopefully has passed. It was very heavy last night. So I will pass over to Andrew and he'll interview, in a nice, relaxing manner, of course, Councillor Ivor Wallace.
So, Ivor,
how you doing, Andrew?
Before we start this, take this opportunity for taking your time out, joining us on Zoom, along with myself and Cody.
No bother at all, Andrew.
So, questions. These questions are not too hard for you today, so I'll go.
I hope not. I hope not.
Right. Do you prefer snow or sun?
Oh, do I prefer snow? I love snow, but I love sun more. I love getting away on a holiday and lying out in the sun and reading a good book, and just forgetting about anything and everything and getting into that book, and you think you're in wherever it was. No, I definitely prefer sun. Definitely.
Would that be lying out in the, like, at the beach?
No, well, it could be the
No,
beach,
or just
it could be
happy
beside
enough.
a pool or
Aye,
anywhere at all.
happy enough
Just as
that
long
way,
as
Ivor.
you're lying nice and relaxed, the sun beating down on you, and you can't really do that in the snow.
Well, that's the situation, because you don't really want to go somewhere that's too hot. So you don't.
Well, I don't mind a bit of heat.
Question number 2. Do you prefer funny films or scary films, and why?
Oh dear. Well, I'm a bit of a wuss, so I don't really like scary films. Funny films, but if I had the choice, it would be like a detective film or some of those ones, some of those murder mysteries, or one of the ones with all that forensics in it, whenever they get a body and they cut it up into bits to tell you what happened to the person that lost. But I suppose that is a bit scary. But no, I definitely, I would go for that type of film.
I like the man who's going somewhere that I like into.
Do you like them films too? Aye.
I love those type of films.
They're great. So they are. I'm watching a series at the minute called How to Get Away with Murder, and that's brilliant. So it is. It's really, really good, and I'm learning a whole lot of things, Andrew. So you watch yourself.
Is that Netflix, Ivor, or is it?
It is.
It's one of the Netflix things.
It's like, there's 25 in each series, and there's like 5 different seasons of it, so sort of halfway through the second one at the minute.
That's maybe one. Linda likes all of those detective things and that, so that might be a good one to watch.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. So it is.
Good. Is attempting us to watch something like that?
That's it. Yeah. How'd you get away with murder?
I'm learning a while lot, Cody. You watch.
It probably is quite interesting. Right, so when you're bored at home, that's something Ivor recommends you watch.
Question number 3. What is your favourite drink and why?
What's my favourite drink and why? Well, the drink that we drink most of is coffee, but I mean that's just sort of, that's one thing. I like a wee glass of rosé, rosé wine. I like a wee glass of that, But it would only maybe be a glass in a week, or maybe even a glass in 2 weeks. It's, I wouldn't really be a drinker as such, but I like a wee glass of rosé now and again. Again, if you're sitting watching something on TV and a box of Pringles and a glass of rosé.
And what about coffees, Ivor? Are they the fancy ones, or just normal coffees? Or
cappuccino? We've got a machine, that does all the cappuccinos and stuff. It's fancy myself as a bit of a barista as well,
Very good.
So,
if you could be an animal, what would it be and why?
if I could be an animal,
Yes.
I am an animal.
Nobody has said that yet.
Well, I suppose people say a dog's life is really good, and I suppose it is, because you see, with all this lockdown and all at the minute, you sort of understand a dog a wee bit more, don't you? Because you're excited to get out and get into the car. You're excited to go out for a walk. A lot of times you've nothing better to do, only curl up on the sofa and lie and sleep. So I suppose a dog. I mean, a dog's life's not a bad life.
Any particular dog, Ivor, or just any?
Well,
You'd be happy to be any.
We have 3 miniature schnauzers.
Okay.
And they don't cast, and they don't have any, anybody with an allergy. It's a good wee dog to have.
Okay.
And I suppose because we have the miniature schnauzers, and I can see how spoilt they are and all this. If somebody spoilt me the way we spoil our schnauzers, I think I would be happy enough.
You'd be happy enough. Just some questions coming in here, or some wee comments. A lot of ones saying hello to Andrew and Ivor. Dylan saying he agrees with you, Ivor, about the book and just kind of getting engrossed into the book. It doesn't, and enjoying the sun. Emma's saying hello. A question, Andrew, are you in your own car? Is one of the questions that's come in. Yeah, there you go, Dylan. James is saying hello, Ivor. So's Killam. Sally saying hello from Adam. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
We'll keep going on with the hard interview.
The
grilling. Question number 5. Tell me something most people won't know about you. Because you don't like, not preferring me, because you know me a long time anyway.
I know you a long time, but I could tell you something that you probably don't know about me either. And that is, for 5 years, I was in McGilligan jail every Thursday. So I was part of an organisation called Prison Fellowship, and it's a Christian organisation. And I went into McGilligan jail every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock and stayed till about 4 o'clock, and spent the day just walking in and out of prisoners' cells and sitting talking to them and sitting listening to them. So I suppose that would be one thing that not a lot of people would know.
Not very many people would know that about you.
For 5 years, I was in McGilligan jail as a visitor.
And is there many, or was there many of a team of yous, or was it just like a handful of you?
No, there still is. I now would have a few ex-prisoners who I would visit in their own homes now. But during that time, there's a team that went in and just in visiting and talked. Just ordinary fellas, just the same as you and me. I made a whole lot of really good friends whenever I was in there. So I did.
Someone saying, Ivor, that sounds very scary.
Well, I suppose it does, but it's not really. It's not at all.
Once you get to know the person.
Aye, they're all dead on. They're all just ordinary fellas, just the same as the rest of us. There was nothing different about them. So it's just the same as going in and visiting somebody else in their house.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Good. There you go. So that's something
There
we
you
didn't know. Did you know that, Andrew?
No.
No,
I
no,
never
you
knew
see,
that
you
until
thought you
now.
knew, you thought
Andrew
you knew
looked
Ivor
scared
very
there, you
well.
know. Andrew looked scared whenever I first said that.
Yes, he did. I was thinking the same when you said, I was in jail for 5 years. I was like, oh, okay.
Sorry about that, Andrew.
All right, Avery, you don't need to apologize because I was quite enjoying listening to that prison thing.
That's good.
I wasn't actually scared. So, question number 6. What is your favourite colour?
I like purple. I suppose purple, I would say, is probably my favourite colour. Don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I don't know what. Purple. What's your favourite colour, Andrew?
That is my favourite colour.
All right.
The
Grass
greeny
man.
blue. The greeny blue. Teal. Is that teal technically, I think? Weirdly, Ivor, I picked purple.
That's
Whenever
right. I suppose it's sort of psychedelic, isn't it?
I don't know. Mine was like that greeny blue turquoise, but I also like purple. So that was.
There you are.
There you go. So I enjoyed both of those colours.
If you could have any superpowers, what would it be and why?
Superpowers. Aye, superpowers.
Now that was a hard one for you.
That is, Andrew. That is a very hard one. A superpower. I suppose if you had a superpower that could do things to help other people.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate in that my real job's a locksmith, and I help people from morning to night. Every time I go out, I'm helping people. They're glad to see me coming, and it's a really good job. And then as a counsellor, again, you're helping people, and people are ringing you up, and you're able to help them. So I suppose if I had a superpower, it would be an extension of that I would be able to help people. And the one thing that I have found over the last lot of years is mental health it's a big thing and getting bigger. And I suppose if I had a superpower, it would be that people with mental health and that there wouldn't be a stigma. There wouldn't be a sort of a thing that people look at them a wee bit different than they look at everybody else. And if I had a superpower that you could take away that stigma, and it would be nothing to be ashamed of to have mental health problems and that. So probably something like that, something that would help other people, help, especially I say, that whole mental health thing is a big thing, I think, at the minute.
Yeah.
It affects more and more and more people, especially with the lockdown as well. I think it is affected more people again. Is that a superpower?
That would be so. Yes, I know what you're saying there, but as I know you a long time, being a locksmith, I'm now a councillor. But I know what you're saying about this lockdown thing going on at the minute.
Aye.
But some of the friends that I know are happy and getting entertained by each and every staff at Can TV every day because it's keeping them occupied to watch Can TV, like Cody and that bringing some hard quizzes on a Monday.
Cody,
My quiz is too hard for you, Andrew.
Aye.
Some of them can be.
Cody's some man for one man, Andrew, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
That's it. My quizzes are too hard. You know who Ivor is good at quizzes, believe it or not. But his are even ours. His is even harder than mine.
I used to do a lot of treasure hunts. I used to make
Yeah.
up a lot of treasure hunts.
That's right.
They were good fun.
They are good fun, but difficult.
Aye,
But some of the quizzes that Cody does are pure and simple, but halfway through they're hard.
aye.
Start off easy and get harder. See, that's to separate you all, so you all don't score the same points.
So, question number 8. What do you like most about yourself and why?
Phew, what do I most like about myself? Aye. I suppose it would be, I wouldn't be one for sort of bumming myself up or anything, you know, and saying that I like, but I suppose if it was one thing, it would be that I think, anyway, I'm caring and that I do want to help people and I would put other people in front of myself. And if I could do anything for anybody, generally I will. I wouldn't be very good at saying no. So I suppose that would be the one thing that, you know, and maybe that's not always a good thing because sometimes you're better saying no. I mean, I'd be better saying to Cody, is it Andrew that's interviewing me? Definitely, I don't want that. But, you know. So, but no, that would be probably the one thing would be that I would be caring and try and help people and do whatever I can for anybody.
Oh, I know what you're easy going human being, can I say?
Aye.
Because like you know your way through up different things like from locksmith down to councillor to such and such a place, and then whoever's in bother, you can't if they're stuck, they can't get the door open. You can't really say no.
No, that's right.
No, you need to go and get it in.
Get them sorted.
Doesn't matter what time it is, Ivor goes. Evenings, weekends, or that. Andrea saying she used to love car treasure hunts, especially as a child. She remembers
That's all right.
Another one saying hello to all of us. So hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Well, do you have any dislikes about yourself?
Oh, aye. The biggest dislike I would have of myself is that I am probably about 5 stone overweight. So I would like to be about 13 stone, and instead of that, I'm about 18 stone. And for my health and everything else, I would just love to get rid of that weight. So I'm actually trying to do something about that this week, and I'm going to somebody to hypnotise me.
One of my mates got something like that done quite a long time ago, and it seemed to work, not for a weight, for some other thing, and he'd hypnotised. So that's an interesting one that you're.
Yeah, I thought I would try.
It's worth a go. It's certainly worth
a
go.
It's worth a go because I can lose it for a while, as you know, Cody.
Yeah.
And then it just creeps back on again.
It's like that yo-yo kind of thing, as they say. It goes up and down. It's not easy.
I'm a yo-yo, except I would break the string. They would need about a bill or twine for me.
It's certainly a difficult one. I think during lockdown we've all kind of put on a bit of weight because you're not out and about as much, or any of us.
But anyway, that would be the one thing.
All you hear is the string just going.
Thanks for that, Andrew.
Lorna kind of saying, love to see if that works about the weight, Ivor. So You
I'll
can
keep
let
yous
us
all
know
informed.
if it
Yeah.
does.
It's a
Give
girl
us
in
an update.
Ballymoney, so it's a girl in Ballymoney that does it, and I'll
Okay.
certainly keep you up to date, Cody, and
I can pass on so we can
you can.
follow Ivor's progress. I'm not saying, Andrew, you're doing a great job, so carry on.
So he is.
Question number 10. And I hope this is going to be an easy one for you.
I hope so too.
What celebrity would you like to meet and why?
What celebrity would I like to meet? As well as Cody?
Well, of course.
Well,
Quizmaster Cody Murray.
That's it.
Cody would be my number one celebrity.
So
thank you, Andrew.
He would be my number one celebrity as well, Andrew. Let me think. I love reading. And I suppose it's in the same sort of way as the films that I watch, sort of that detective and mystery and all that. So my favourite author is Jeffrey Archer. And I would love to meet Jeffrey Archer. I think he'd be a very interesting character. Jeffrey Archer was an MP, and then he ended up in jail. And that was his first books that I read were his diaries that he wrote whenever he was in jail. Yeah. And that was how I first got into reading Jeffrey Archer books. And I just think he would be a very, very interesting character to meet. He would be one of those boys I think you could have a really good conversation with. And then maybe whenever he would have a conversation with you, he might base a book on you or something like that, you know? So, no, I think Jeffrey Archer. Is there anybody you'd like to meet, Andy?
Yes. I would have to go. She's a very good singer. And she's from, well, she's not, she's originally from Scotland, I think. Or England, I'm not sure, Scotland or England. And her name is Lisa McHugh.
Oh, she's from Scotland, aye.
Oh, the country singer, Lisa.
Aye.
The very one, could it?
Yeah.
The very one.
I think.
Sorry, Ivor.
She's a very nice looking girl, Andrew. I think maybe that's why you would want to meet her.
She's been in Ballymoney. She played, I think, down at the Ballybreaks.
Did she?
Here in Ballymoney. I think she also did the Marine in Ballycastle. So now and again, she does come, quite local. It might be something we'll try and sort whenever, if we ever get back to having music concerts and being able to all meet up on that.
What about you, Cody? Who would you like Lisa? To meet?
I actually picked, I won't say I was weird. I wanted to meet the likes of Saddam or Hitler or some of those that had such a big influence in the past. Because I think they'd be quite interesting. The TV celebs or that doesn't really do anything, for me. Music ones I've seen, and as I was telling the guys whenever I was being interviewed, I kind of do security and up at the arena, so I've seen a lot and of like some of the pop stars and that, and again, they don't really interest me. I would just, so I think some of the past ones, although Dylan had picked Churchill, so somebody like that, or some of the more famous, not dictators, because that's not the right, some of the, just what was going on in their head, like during the war, or Churchill would be good for that, and things like that. So some of I was more the history ones, unfortunately, have all died. So, although I did joke, I would love to meet Trump just to see what
good fun.
I think he would be a good. If you're having come down with me, he would certainly keep the crowd because you just want to know what he was going to come out with. And again, I got a bit of slating for picking Trump, but I thought he would be some of them
Aye.
would be more interesting, I think. Although he's now time in his hands, so you never know. I might manage to get the house of him.
Maybe get around to golf with him.
Aye. Well, I've been no good at the golf, but that's maybe a good thing. Let him won.
Aye, that would be safer.
Aye, that'd be safer. But
Well, Andrew, is there any more?
I'm trying to calm my laughing a wee bit.
trying to stop laughing at that. I think some of the old ones would be very interesting. Even if you go back like, to Charlie Chaplin or some of them, the kind of pioneers and what they did, that sort of thing would interest me, I think.
Definitely. If you had one wish, what would it be?
That stumped him.
At the minute, it would have to be something about COVID.
It's it. I think most of our members say the same usually when it comes to this question.
That we could get back to normal. Maybe not normal the way it was, but normal, and that we could all meet again, that we could all shake hands again, hug, whatever. For me, getting back to church would be great, that we can all stand and sing. Things like that. Things that a couple of years ago you never ever thought wouldn't happen. And now none of it happens. And I would just love everything to be, if I had one wish, it would be that we could all get back to some sort of normality again.
True. I agree.
Aye.
I think that's a good one, very topical one,
Uh-huh.
which is a good one. What about you, Andrew? What's yours, or what would yours be?
I'm just sticking to Ivor's situation.
Yeah, it'd be the same to get back to some form of the new normal or the new normality. If we can get back to the churches and to the shops and to the going to the cinema, all the wee things that we took for granted. We all took them for granted beforehand.
Yeah.
Aye. It's the wee things that make all the difference.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's very good. Thank you. And almost exactly on time. That's our half hour done.
Oh, good.
So
Thanks very much for having me. Thanks very much, Cody, and thanks very much, Andrew.
Thank you for taking time out, Ivor, for coming on.
No problem whatsoever. No problem.
Some critters trying to get into their house now and can't they?
That's right. I had 2 missed calls there. I had to strike while I was on. So, but I think one of them was some boy, Adrian McQuillan. So.
All right. Going to say, I see you on Can TV. Well, thanks, Ivor. Thanks, Andrew, and everybody else. Stay tuned, 2 o'clock. Of course, today we have Andrea with our daily Zoom chat, so you can join that. If you are out and about, remember, wash your hands, keep your distance, as Enda was saying, make sure you keep that distance, wear your mask if you can, and stay safe, and we will be back. There's none tomorrow. I'm actually lying. There is none tomorrow. We are in staff training, so I will see a lot of you hopefully tomorrow night when we do Best Buddies Disco starting at 6 o'clock. That's my wee plug for that. So until I see you all again, and thanks for our guest and presenter. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.